Hello, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today we are going to talk about how the Xbox became the only true next-gen console. Yeah, I know that sounds a little intense. I know, I get it. You know, this channel's neutral. It is a neutral channel, but hear me out, guys. Hear me out. So, the launch of Flight Simulator 2020 on the Xbox Series consoles, in my opinion, at this point, puts the Xbox Series consoles well ahead of the PlayStation 5 in terms of a next gen game. So, if you think about this logically, and don't get all freaking angry and stirred up, and this isn't a console war thing. This game has taken the Xbox and put it in a completely different class than the PlayStation 5. So when we think about for the rest of this generation, you know, I mean, we can sit here and kid ourselves all we want, but at the end of the day, next gen games are, in my opinion, going to be games that can use technology like the cloud to enhance our experience beyond anything that a native version of a game is ever going to be able to do at the current hardware specifications. I'm a believer of cloud power now. I'm 100% believer. Like, I had my doubts. I was like, man, I don't know. I mean, this is probably great, you know. It's gonna look really great in some places, and some places are just gonna look really bad. I'm telling you, that's not the case, man. That has not been the case so far, and I have flown now. I've put a lot of hours into Flight Simulator. I've already blown past what I put into Ratchet and Clank 3-4 times over on Flight Simulator, and that's been out since last Tuesday, so almost a week now, and I've already put in more hours on Flight Simulator than I could have possibly imagined to put into Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. So, yeah, this technology that is packed in the Xbox Series X and S, like, I had my doubts, guys. Like, I did. I mean, like, I didn't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm hyping up, you know, Flight Simulator. I mean, yeah, basically it's a simulation game. It's a sim game. I've been able to enjoy it as a game. Like, I have. Like, I'm not out there trying to take off airplanes and land them and doing all kinds of. No, I'm traveling the world. I'm having a blast, dude. I'm in a fighter jet. I'm flying supersonic. I'm barrel rolling through clouds. Like, I'm having a good time, like, enjoying the freak out of this game experience that I have been able to take a complete flight simulator game and turn it into an exotic adventure exploring game in the clouds. Like, it's pretty freaking cool. I have already more than got my money's worth just downloading the free version on Game Pass. And then after that, I decided, well, you know what, man? I'm just going to go ahead and buy the game. And I bought that Typhoon Fighter. I spent, what was it, like $67 on that? Well, I don't know. Yeah, a little bit more than that. And I already genuinely feel like I've more than gotten my money's worth out of this experience. Like, I do. I feel like I played this game. I played Flight Simulator for well over 25 hours before I even decided, you know what, I'm just going to buy it. Like, it's that good, I'm just going to buy it. Because I see myself putting tons of hours into this game. Here shortly, we'll be getting a free Top Gun upgrade with more fighter jets, and to be able to land on take off and land from aircraft carrier. I might put some effort into trying to learn how to do that, but as it sits right now, every time I've tried to land the plane, I mean, sometimes I do a good job and I pull it off and it looks kind of cool, like, whoa, man, I actually landed that plane. But other times I hit the thing and I bounce and I flip on it. Yeah, I mean, it's the game is far more enjoyable to me just flying it around. So, I mean, if you're that close-minded of an individual, because I'm not a fanboy. I got a PlayStation 5. I've got an Xbox Series X. If you're that close-minded of a fanboy to where you can't look at Flight Simulator and be like, wow, that is super impressive technology. That is technology that I would love to see in other games. Then I got news for you, because guess what? Sony already signed a contract with Microsoft to be able to use the Azure cloud. So guess what, guys? That technology's coming to PlayStation eventually. It's going to be there. It's going to happen. So if you can't look at Flight Simulator right now and say, hey, man, that is amazing technology, then I don't think you should buy those type of games that are going to use Azure cloud to help power PlayStation experiences going forward, because that's the case. This technology that Microsoft has developed, they're not holding it proprietary. They are making it so everybody will be able to implement this into their games going forward and create experiences that can be powered simultaneously in the cloud, as well as running native on your machine, to completely enhance and expand the experience that you're going to get in these future titles. I don't know, man. I read Twitter. I do. I read Twitter. I try to read a lot of things. I try to learn things. I try to understand what's going on around me for the most part, especially when it comes to something that I love so much. I love video games, man. That's what I do. I love freaking video games. I love playing them. I love buying them. I love enjoying those experiences to the best I can. And this tech is freaking amazing. I'm telling you right now that we haven't seen the last of this tech. What they've done, what they've created with Flight Simulator, this experience is literally the whole world. So I mean, yeah, things are going to be a little bit like hit and miss, but say Ubisoft or somebody else that does big open world games takes this tech, and instead of focusing on the whole world, they focus on one freaking continent. Like, imagine Australia. Okay, I flew across Australia on freaking on Flight Simulator, and it freaking took, it takes a long time to fly across that place. And this isn't that Typhoon Eurofighter Typhoon that I bought for it. It takes a while. So say Ubisoft decides, hey, you know what, man? We're going to take Australia and we're going to use this cloud-powered technology to create the exact freaking size of Australia and make that our open world. And then we're going to cloud stream it in as we're going. You know, you get to a certain point, it streams it in. Both of these consoles are powerful enough to help, push out draw distance. Because the draw distance on Flight Simulator is freaking, it's phenomenal. Like, it looks good. Like, it's so fun to play that game. I mean, it could definitely be better, but, when you're up in the clouds and you're flying, it looks big. So, it's not like on Ubisoft when you're standing on, with an Ubisoft game, like when you're playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey and you're standing on, the top of, the mountains, and you can see every single island. No, it's not like that. Like, you can see stuff in the distance, but there's distance in between that, and that is amazing. Like, I plan on going to all the Greek islands, flying around those to kind of get a feel for just how big the scale would actually be if Ubisoft was to implement something like this for an open world, or Red Dead Redemption or something like that. But imagine, okay, so you take Australia, that's just a pretty good size of the world, right? You've already seen this technology power the whole world on Microsoft Flight Simulator. So say Ubisoft takes it and they do, or somebody does it and they do Australia, okay? And then they can also focus more of that resource to putting, power the AI, to create AI that are inside the game that can be actual smart AI that live lives, that do things, that create circumstances, anything. Like, I talk about this a lot because this is something that I can see happening. I can see this becoming a real possibility. Like, we want better AI, right? Of course we do. We're gamers. We want to be able to get into an open world game like Assassin's Creed Unity with all those NPCs, and every one of them be different. Every one of them have like certain goals or, you know, things that they want to do, and to be able to have a program that can allow them to do that without constraints of a console, you know, or the console memory or the console system or whatever would restrain that, or, you know, put things on a loop like these. If they were streaming that right from the cloud into the game, like while you're playing, then all of these people could be doing something. And if it's an open world online experience, you know, multiplayer experience, to where that world is always active, like so that world's always there and it's always being streamed in the cloud, whether you log out for the night and you're done playing and then you log back in. Say you're walking into the place where you live, you know, like an apartment or whatever, you know, to go like to stop playing or whatever, and there's a couple people standing by the door, and then when you leave the next day, you know, they're gone. They're completely gone, and one of them got in a high-speed chase with the police, and the other one got elected to freaking city council or something. Those kind of experiences are what would drive gaming forward, would completely alter what we have now and make those. I mean, yeah, they're still going to need to make just regular games for like younger kids and audiences and stuff, but I'm talking for me, for the older generations like me. We want these experiences. We want to be able to get into these worlds and be able to do what we want to do and enjoy like an open world like Grand Theft Auto, or, you know, Red Dead Redemption, or an Assassin's Creed, or just basically anything that would give us some sense of we've all been there. You know, you go to Aurora on Ghost Recon Breakpoint. It feels pretty empty. It feels like a freaking ghost town. Yeah, I mean, you just run around in this giant world, and there's like you and bad guys, and every so often there's a few NPCs that are, you know, whatever. What if this thing was completely populated with AI that actually knew what they were doing and were walking around and like doing things and creating experiences or creating scenarios that would lead you to more gameplay hours, that would lead you to more instances where, you know, somebody might need you, or where, you know, the AI, you know, is getting smart and trying to do something, and they're trying to get rid of, you know, like the wolves or something, and then all of a sudden it creates a thing to where you need to go in there and like save something or do something, you know. That's just what I'm talking about. Instead of these curated experiences with NPCs that are on a loop, this would be amazing. This would be amazing, and I'm telling you right now that Flight Simulator is that breakthrough technology that is going to lead to better experiences in the future. So when I say that Xbox is the only true next-gen console, I don't mean that literally as in there's only Xbox and PlayStation 5 is not even there. Like, I don't mean that literally. I mean that as until PlayStation has gone and their developers actually start using that as Azure Cloud. I mean, it could be a while. I mean, they could be working on it right now, but at the end of the day, I'm thankful that Xbox did not keep this to themselves, because had that been the case, Xbox truly would be the only next-gen console on the market today. The PlayStation 5, using that same technology, this is going to be one hell of a generation that is going to propel gaming forward in a lot of ways. Not every experience that comes out this generation is going to be like that. Yes, we are still going to get the cookie cutter same games that we have been getting with better graphics, and like, yeah, we're going to get that's definitely, and there's going to be an abundance of that. What I'm saying is this generation affords us the opportunity to have these better experiences that are really going to push the boundaries and limits of gaming as we know it. And I'm looking forward to that. And you should be looking forward to that too. We're there, man. Like, we're there. Microsoft Flight Simulator has kicked off the next generation of gaming and what type of experiences we are going to be able to have. Now, whether every video game developer out there makes these experiences, time is going to tell. but I'm looking forward to this. I'm pumped, and I'm super excited. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. This channel is 100% neutral. I mean, in all honesty, I'm just a little more excited about how Xbox is doing things this generation, but I still love my PlayStation, and I'm looking forward to this technology being powered by both of them through the Azure cloud. So don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. I appreciate you guys. Thanks.